If you're a partner or loved one of someone who is expecting a baby and you want to support breastfeeding, that's amazing. Studies show that the support of a partner makes a big difference in a mother's ability to breastfeed successfully. But if you're not sure how to best support your partner and your baby, you're in the right place. By the end of this video, you'll have learned 3 great ways you can offer support. Hi, I'm Kate. I'm a Baby Registry Certified Consultant, a Lactation Educator Counselor, and a mom of 2. I help first-time parents feel more confident about their baby gear and registry and breastfeeding, so you can head into postpartum life feeling more confident and less frazzled. With my first baby, I struggled so much with breastfeeding. I was overwhelmed and in pain. With my second baby, I was confident and everything went much smoother. I've exclusively nursed and pumped for my baby for a year and counting. I'm going to share tips that made a world of difference for me and my husband as he supported my breastfeeding relationship with our baby. All right, let's get into it. First, let's take a quick step back to understand why breastfeeding is so hard for so many parents. I have a question for you. How many times have you seen breastfeeding happen up close? Under a cover doesn't count. If your answer is 0 times or maybe 1 or 2, you're in the majority. Most parents in the US have never seen breastfeeding happen up close. This is the case for multiple reasons, including the sexualization of breasts, which have driven many parents to breastfeed in private, and the generational loss of breastfeeding knowledge that has happened over the last 100 years. But birthing people are meant to learn how to breastfeed from repeated exposure over the course of their lives. You're supposed to see your friends and neighbors and family do it out in the open. Of course, it makes sense that so many parents struggle with breastfeeding when the first time they see it up close is when they're doing it with their own newborn baby. It's like flying blind, and it's really hard. This brings me to my first tip. Tip number 1, expect your baby to nurse very frequently, and don't let frequent feeding on its own make you nervous. Babies need to nurse very frequently, a minimum of 10 to 12 times a day, and sometimes much more. Milk production works as a supply and demand system where your baby nurses very frequently throughout the day and night. This is how your partner's body gets the right message about how much milk to make. Newborn babies will also occasionally cluster feed, which is a period of near continuous nursing. This can be totally normal, but sometimes one or both parents can get nervous. I've heard so many stories where a mother's partner or her own mom will say, "I think you should add in formula." Although there might be issues with milk supply, it's often true that the mother is making plenty of milk for the baby. But parents might give up on breastfeeding and supplement with formula even when breastfeeding is going great and the baby is in fact getting all the milk they need. And when you supplement with formula, it can make breastfeeding much more challenging. I know this firsthand because it happened to me with my first baby. This isn't anti-formula, but if a parent wants to breastfeed their baby, understanding the basics of how milk production works is very important. And knowing that frequent feeding is normal can help you understand what to expect. This brings me to tip number 2. Learn the signs that breastfeeding is going well. And on the flip side, learn the signs it's time to get personalized help. After your baby is born, your pediatrician will closely monitor your baby's weight. If your baby is gaining enough weight according to their growth curve, that is a good sign that your baby is getting enough milk. You can also count your baby's dirty diapers as another piece of the puzzle. If your baby is struggling with weight gain, or you have any other concerns, that's a sign it's time to get personalized professional support. If your partner is struggling with breastfeeding, they can reach out to an International Board Certified Lactation Consultant, or IBCLC, for help. These are the lactation experts with the highest credential. Pediatricians are not lactation experts. They get very minimal lactation training. IBCLCs can help with lots of things. Milk supply, nipple pain, pumping, bottle feeding, the list goes on. Many U.S. insurance plans cover IBCLC visits. Challenges with feeding can snowball quickly, so if your partner is up for it, encourage them to reach out for help early and often, always respecting their wishes and following their lead. Tip number 3, pitch in. Of course, it's a good idea just to ask your partner what would be most helpful, but here are some ideas on how you can take initiative. You can help your partner get comfortable while they're nursing by offering to place pillows in a way that feels supportive to them. You can bring them water, snacks, and meals while they're feeding the baby. You can clean bottles and pump parts if your partner is pumping. If your partner needs a break, maybe to take a shower or eat a meal, you can strap your baby to a carrier and take them for a walk. If it's cold or rainy out, you can even just bounce inside to some music. It's a great way for you to bond with your baby, and carriers tend to keep babies happy. You can also use the opportunity to give your baby some tummy time. If you're gone for the day, consider taking your baby when you come home to give your partner a break. And never underestimate the power of verbal encouragement. Saying something simple like, "You're doing amazing," can really make a big difference. If you want to feel more confident as you prepare to welcome your baby, I lead a class called Baby Gear Bootcamp for first-time expectant parents. In just about an hour a day over 5 days, you'll learn exactly what baby gear you need, what's optional, and what you can skip. More importantly, you'll learn how to use your baby gear in a way that respects your baby's development. You'll also learn how to breastfeed, pump, and bottle feed with videos led by an amazing lactation consultant. It's all of the info that helped me go from struggling with my first baby to thriving with my second. The class is just a few hours, but it demystifies the 4th trimester, so you and your partner can start your life as parents feeling more confident and less stressed. You may think, "This sounds pretty good, I'll come back to it later." Don't procrastinate because, and no judgment here, but you probably won't come back to this later. Even if you take away just 1 or 2 little nuggets from this class, it can be a game changer for postpartum life and how you feel about yourself, your baby, and your new life together. And I promise you will take away many, many nuggets. Don't wait, go to this link now or click the link in the video description for more. Thanks.